Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week I take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and we try to isolate the key ingredient of the race that we might look back on later as having decided the result. Well, the first race we're going to look at on Saturday this week in Hong Kong is race 3, and our winning factor here, the map. Now, to me, this shapes as a good old-fashioned head-to-head with the impressive last start winner, Silver Fig, for Joe Moreira and Tony Millard, and Frankie Law has entrusted his 10-pound claimer, Alfie Chan, with the ride on Star Luck. Now, both horses are going to have their share of fans, I think, particularly Silver Fig, who was most impressive winning first up this season. We're going to take a look at that now. And you see here on the heat map that the leaders broke up the field in the middle stages here. Blake Shin got going on the leader and shot away, and it meant a fast middle sectional. And you see Silver Fig in the green colours ridden along. He can't really go the tempo at that stage of the race, but he accelerated very nicely once he got himself balanced up in the straight and came away for what was a pretty impressive win. In the meantime, Star Luck has got himself ready for this race with a third down the straight, 1,000 metres. And I could show you that race, but I'd rather show you his last run on the dirt. We're going back to June. This is in Class 4, and it doesn't have the pizzazz of Silver Fig's win, but certainly does the job well. He camped in behind the leaders. Alfie Chan was aboard here, and he gets away over the final stages to win the race, not by any fancy margins, but certainly did the job, and this made it 2 out of 2 for him on this surface. Now, I think most punters looking at those two replays would say that they're chalk and cheese. Silver Fig, highly impressive. Star Luck got the job done. And if they were on level handicap weights, I don't think it'd be a contest. Silver Fig would win pretty easily. However, they aren't on the same handicaps. There's actually 23 pounds between them here. And I think that brings them together in terms of their ability. So how do we split them? Well, one way we could look at is the graphics that I'm going to show you. And here we see two different styles of profile for a trainer. One is with last start winners, the percentage of those that win again, and that of course is referring to Silver Fig. Tony Millard there on just under 17% of his last start winners winning again. Or we could take a look at the relevant stats for Star Luck, and this is what I like to call the conversion rate. And this is how trainers go with horses finishing second, third or fourth at their previous start, and how many of those who look ready to win actually go on and convert that good run into a win next start. And you can see here Frankie Law quite high up on that table at more than 18% strike rate with his conversion rate. So that's one way that we could separate them and give the nod to Star Luck, but only by a fairly narrow margin. And I think we can find a more conventional way to separate the pair. We're going to take a look at the map and how the race will be run. And as you saw in his win, Silver Fig gave the leaders a fair start there, and that was from barrier 4. Well, now he has barrier 11 of the 12, and unless Moreira can get him to show more early pace, that means he's going to get back and give Star Luck, one of our 3 possible leaders, something of a head start into the home straight. So the tip in race 3, Star Luck, his winning factor, the map. The weights bring them together in terms of ability, I think, but as you can see on our map, Silver Fig, he's going to give a big start again to a horse that he's conceding plenty of weight to, and he's going to have quite the job to run down Star Luck in the run home. The other race we're going to take a look at is race 8, and our winning factor here in the Class 3 mile is the tempo. Now take a look at the field, and the horses that jump out to me here are Vinci for Zach Burton and Frankie Law, Assimilate for Responsibly and Jimmy Ting, and Beauty Day, a likely pacemaker for Ben O'Young and Joe Moreira. And what do these 3 strong chances have in common? Well, between those 3 horses, They've had 36 starts in Hong Kong and are yet to register a single win. So one of them, I hope, the right one, is going to be a winner on Saturday. And I think our job now is to separate the three and decide which ones we prefer. Now, interestingly enough, they are all subject to the table that we showed earlier of the conversion rates because they're coming off second, third and fourth placings at their last starts. But more conveniently, their second, third and fourth placings were all in the same race. We're going to take a look at that race now, race 46. And this was a race won by More Than This, a nice horse on the way up. And this race was brutally run. If you take a look at our heat map at the bottom of the video here, more than 2 lengths above the average time for the first, second and third 400 metre splits on the day. So it was tough on the leaders. We saw Vinci and Assimilate get back in the field as is usual with them. And Beauty Day up on the pace was very brave, hanging on for second and able to hold out those two finishes over the final stages. Now, before we go to the map, I'm going to drop one of our three contenders out because Assimilate has been a very unreliable beginner in his races since he came to Hong Kong. And I think from the outside gate, that is going to make his job particularly difficult if he's having to come from last in this event. But when we take a look at the map, Beauty Day, who has drawn only one gate inside Assimilate, is not disadvantaged because there doesn't look to be an awful lot of pace in this race. I think Moreira will be able to cruise across with him. Closer to the inside, we have a long-priced horse who may set the pace and Beauty Day sits second, or Moreira may get across and set the pace himself. Either way, there doesn't look to be a whole lot of speed. Now that's going to help Zach Purton on Vinci to be a bit closer from barrier one. However, he won't want to overplay that because Zach has told the stewards in the past that when Vinci is ridden close to the lead, he doesn't finish with the same enthusiasm. So he's going to be wary of that. And I think that gives Beauty Day a nicer run without the same pressure up on the lead. So the tip in race 8, Beauty Day, his winning factor, the tempo. Despite having a wide draw, I think he'll be able to get over pretty comfortably here. And the difference between this and his last run, when there was a lot of pressure on the front, is that there aren't many leaders. Now, we saw he was able to hold off Vinci and Assimilate in the run home there. Even with the pressure up front, I don't think there'll be the same pressure this time, and he's going to be very tough to get past. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. We'll see you next time.